Poppin' YouTube, it's your boy Ace is back at it again for another one. Today's video, it's gonna be a settings video. You must know I got settings for both mouse and keyboard and controller, because you know I play both. But we're gonna start off with just the basic stuff, video and audio. My audio, I got it set up pretty much to where I can just, the only thing I'm hearing sound effects. I don't have music on, I don't have lobby music on, I don't even have sound in background. I usually have you know, the text to speech jump, but it'd be acting weird sometimes. Sometimes they'll be saying something and it'll just come off like as the completely wrong thing. They be speaking English 100%. But I keep my dialogue, like, you know, the Reef when she says stuff, Bangalore when he says, especially Bangalore, I keep dialogue at 5% because I can't have it no higher than that. Like, it's pretty much pointless for me to hear. So that's pretty much for sound. Keep master volume all the way up. I'm on push to talk pretty much always, unless we, you know, I find some good teammates, which is rare. Let's go on to video settings. The video settings are, I run borderless window with the 6.9 native. Of course, you know, a native coming is pretty much towards your whatever your monitor is. So it's my 920 by 1080. I keep my brightness at 50. I keep my field of view at 104. But I like to play between 90 and 104. Like, I usually keep it in between there. Anything else is just kind of like OP or messed up. I guess OP is not really the word for it, but. Yeah, I keep my sprint my sprint view shake at a minimum, of course. You know, VSync. This is pretty much all these settings right here is based on what you're running on your PC, pretty much. So, you know, I keep them like this. I keep most of everything at low. I keep model detail at high because, you know, I pay for skin. I want to see them. But I keep, for most everything else, I keep low, and you know, it really doesn't. Like, you do see a difference on PC if you do have them on high, but I keep them at low because on PC you already run at a high level of performance anyway. So you keep it on low and you still look great. I mean, look at it. Look how good it looks. This is PC. Like, come on. Like, really, look how good it looks right now. Looks fantastic, and that's at the lowest settings. Like, you can see right now, if I put it on, like, well, let me just put everything on high. Put everything on high. Apply. Like, you start to see the shadows and stuff right there. Little stuff like that, like little details when you put it on high, for the most part. But for the most part, I mean, it looks pretty much the same for me anyway. And I have a pretty good PC setup, so yeah, everything looks the same. So that's why I just keep it on low. There's no point. The only thing I keep on high is model detail, of course, and then ambient quality, which is, you know, your surroundings and whatnot. Let's go on to gameplay first. Gameplay, I keep the prompt style compact instead of default. I keep no button hints. I mean, I've been playing this game for a while, so, you know, I should know what I'm doing out here. I keep the crosshair damage feedback, X with shield icon, and I keep the damage numbers stacking. Like, I was using both, so they were stacking and floating. And only thing that really does is it shows you all the numbers pretty much at the same time. And it pretty much confuses you. Like, when it comes down to it confuses the hell out you, because you'll be thinking, you're like, oh, I'm putting like 140 people, 140 in them, and you be like, and you die, and you be like, hold up, but like, I just put 140 on the first couple of hits. So that's why I just keep stacking right there. I put the ping opacity, I put it on default. Usually I have it on faded. I don't know why it's even on default right now. Obituaries, I keep that on. That shows you pretty much, you know, when people die on the side of the screen, you know, the names and all that stuff. I keep mini map rotation off, because I mean, if you keep it on, this is like the whole mini map, but the whole time is just gonna rotate and rotate. Like, it's weird. So I mean, sometimes I keep it on, sometimes I keep it off. I guess it just depends on how I feel that day. Weapon auto cycle on empty, that's when I have that on. That's when you run out of bullets in the gun, it automatically switches instead of you run out of bullets and then have to manually switch. I have auto sprint on. The reason I have auto sprint on is because when I use my keyboard, I can make my my actual move forward button, sprint, so it's always on sprint. So instead of me have to press walk forward walk forward plus the sprint button to actual sprint, I could just press the my move forward button and it automatically sprint. So that's the reason I have auto sprint on. And I took the double tap sprint off because, I mean, who the hell uses that? Why would I want to double tap my button to sprint? But you know, I guess whoever, you know, it's wherever you prefer, pretty much. I keep my incoming damage feedback, I keep it on 2D and 3D both. Taking damage closes death box, to turn that off, because when it's on, if you're in a death box and you get hit, it automatically knocks you out, and I didn't like that. It could really mess you up when you going for shield swaps. I keep streamer mode off because streamer mode on this game is a joke. Like, I don't know, they shouldn't even call it streamer mode. Like, it's useless. I keep usually sharing. Actually, I usually keep this disabled. Like, this is pretty much for this is pretty much for EA to collect your data. Like I keep it off. Like, I don't want nobody collecting my data. I don't use colorblind in this game because like the colors in this game is pretty fantastic. Plus, I got a good monitor that can turn on blue lighting in the background to drown out all that other high light that hurts your eyes and whatnot. Subtitles is all subtitle size normal when it is on. All my accessibility features, it pretty much how it depends on how I feel that day. Sometimes I turn them on, sometimes I turn them off. If I'm streaming, I turn them on. Okay, let's go to mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard, I got my setup like pretty much my mouse sensitivity is 5.6. I'm not really messing with I didn't really mess with I turned them on, but I haven't messed with these settings yet, because these settings are touchy. Like, you think my sensitivity is an 8, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it up 8, and you put it on 8, and it's like it's 8 times, it's literally 8 times whatever the setting for like a controller is, because it's on a mouse. The mouse sensitivity is super quick and super precise. So like your think is 8, but it's not really 8. It's like 8 times whatever you have, so it's stupid fast. Like, I'm pretty sure it goes by DPI, so it's 8 times whatever your DPI is on normally. But I could be wrong. I take the mouse acceleration off on like where that works. I'm not an invert person, so I don't use invert. I got lightning effects off. I mean, that's an optional thing. You can like whichever. For my, and this is pretty much how I got my keyboard set up. I don't move back. I don't back pedal at all. So, you know, I use W for my move forward. I use Q and E for my left and right. pretty much strafe. What else? You know, space is crouch for me. Tab is crouch hold, which is weird. Crouch hold. That might be. I might have to look at that. But I use my tactical and ultimate abilities on my mouse. So, you know, I press 1 for my tac, and I use the other for my ultimate ability, which is great because on controller, your buttons on top of the controller, one of them, I think the ultimate button, is always bind to that, which is it's stupid. Like, I don't know why Respawn made when you're using controller for the top one to always be bind. You'll see that when I go to the controller settings. But that one's automatically bound. But, you know, on PC you can literally put it on anything, which is, you know, the greatest thing about PC. But, you know, all the rest of stuff, all this is literally optional, or, you know, depending on, you know, the person or whatever. But that's pretty much how I got mine set up. You copy it, not copy it, whichever. Alright, but we'll move on to the controller. I run default setup. I use the tap to use and reload. I toggle my crouch button. I got hold on my aim button. I run no dead zones for my trigger, because I run a scuff controller when I do run the controller. So I got, you know, controller locks on that. Cursor speed is whatever the number is, 4, like it's 4. Moving and aiming, all this is pretty much, you know, disabled because I run the custom. I run advanced looks with look control, so we're gonna take a look at that in a second. Movement dead zone is small. Invert look is off, of course. Vibration is off. Vibration is useless. Like, you might as well turn vibration off and get used to using it without vibration, because it literally would mess you up. Like you're because I mean in this game it's pretty much about precise shots. So if your controller is vibrating while you're shooting, it could throw you off by an inch and you lose the battle. So let's look at this advanced look controls. Advanced look controls, I got a little bit of this on pretty much. I'm not even gonna explain it because none of these have numbers anyway. So if you want a copy or try it out, you can just, you know, I'll just leave it on the screen for a little bit. You take a look at it. But what yawn and pitch means, I mean, it explains it to the right. But what yawn is your non ADS when you're looking left and right. So when you're not aiming, you're looking left or right, that's that speed. And pitch speed is when you're not looking down sights, and it's just the up down when you're looking. So you just take that into consideration when you do it. Turning yawn is pretty much the I guess the max input you put on your stick. Like when you use the controller and you push your stick all the way to the left, that's what that is. That's the max. This is the max speed. So it's pretty much the reaction from by the time you press it, and by the time you press it all the way to max, it's like the time that it reacts. If that fucking explain right. But okay, I mean the ADS yawn speed, I mean it kind of speaks for itself. It's literally, you know, the yawn speed is pretty much this one. So this ADS yawn speed is left or right when you're looking down sights, and ADS pitch speeds when you're looking down sights up and down. This is pretty much how I got mine set up. If you want to copy, try it out, you know, tune it. Right now I'm still tuning and still messing with it, but I think I got mine pretty close to where I want it. And I always keep turning extra pitch, turning ramp with time, and turning up delay completely off. Even down here with the ADS one, I keep it completely turned off. Right here, I have extra pitch turned up because it works different. It works a little bit different when you're ADSing, but I'm like right now I'm just playing with it, see how I feel. But like I said, you can turn for these last four on each side. You can turn these completely off. Like besides right here, like right here on normal, and then right here on ADS. Like you can play with those, or you can turn them all the way off. But I'm trying this one and this one on each side, even pitch on this side. But it works different when it comes to ADS. I had target compensation completely on. I got melee target compensation completely on. That's pretty much the target compensation is the time, pretty much the time you input when aiming at target. So it's almost like aim assist to be honest. And melee is just the melee version of what targeting is. So but yeah, for the most part, those are my settings. Those are settings I'm using right now. This is my 2020 season 5 settings. I tune, especially when I'm gonna use a controller. I tune a lot of my controller settings constantly just to find the best settings. And you know, like, cause it seemed when I play with different different legends on this game, it seemed like every character moves completely different when it turns. Like, you know, if you're a Caustic or a Gibraltar, you're moving a little bit slower. If you're a Pathfinder or a Revenant, you move like a robot. So robots move clanky and like at position in certain corners. So you know, it's like I could constantly tune my controller settings, but mouse settings I keep them the same because they work exactly the same. There's no, like, you don't feel the difference in the legends when you use a mouse and keyboard, which is why I'm like pushing more towards mouse and keyboard nowadays than controller. Because controller, like, for some reason you feel like you're playing with a robot, you feel like you're playing with a Caustic or a Gibraltar, you feel like you're playing with a Lifeline, you feel like you're playing with a Wraith. Like, you could feel them. Like if they a real person. But yeah, this is your boy Aces. This is my 2020 season 5 settings for Apex. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get it.